Everybody knows what to do. Everybody knows what's going on in the oceans and the rainforest. Everybody knows what's going on in the desert encroaching. Everybody knows what's right. But there's millions and millions of people out there who are completely uncommitted. And I just ask them to look at this, what we've done here, all of us together. Though it's not any earth-shaking thing, it's something. We did something. And that's what I ask everybody else to do.
Welcome back. Gorgeous shot there, wasn't it? Well, after 4 years, more than 5,000 miles of practice, a 61-year-old grandfather is ready to take the plunge. Not that plunge. Paul Ellis plans to swim Mexico's 35-mile Yucatan Peninsula starting tomorrow. And all this just to raise awareness of the dangers facing the ocean's coral reefs. And Paul has been kind enough to join us by phone this morning. I don't know if it's in between his workouts or what. Hi, Paul.
Good morning.
So, how hard a feat is this to cross the Yucatan Channel when you're swimming? You've tried this before.
Yes, the weather and the current turned against us, and it was after 11 hours we abandoned the swim, but I was determined to try it again, and here we are. And
you say that the dream success would be for 1 million people to join an organization about clean water issues, but that's a really hefty number.
It is, but thanks to you and other media outlets, we are reaching more and more people, and we so much appreciate you making our swim a success before I even touch the water. And there are so many people who are becoming aware of the condition of the planet that we feel that something of this nature would grab their attention and let people know that it's never too late to take action, even at 61.
At 61, you've been training for 4 years, speaking of a long time, and you're trying to bring attention to the problems facing the coral reefs. And some may ask, so what's the big deal with the coral reefs?
The coral reefs are immensely important to the ecosystem and the biosphere of the Earth. Only on the coral reefs are new species of fish generated. So if we lose those, the diversity of the ocean will gradually diminish, and the long-term prognosis would be devastating to the planet.
The coral reefs might be the most precious and beautiful gift that God's given us on the planet. You look at the water, you'd never really believe what's underneath it unless you took a look. And the uses of them are many, but the most prominent is the fact that the creative beauty of it, just the natural beauty of it, that alone is worth every effort that we can do to preserve them. I was thinking about what could I do as a person that hadn't already been done before, and what could I do as a layman, not being a scientist, and really what could I do with the frustration I felt with what I saw around me and what was demonstrated to me visually and viscerally when I took my family on a trip around Mexico once in a van. And we came upon Isla Mujeres, where I had seen the fish life first years before, and in its abundance and naturalness. And what I saw was devastating to my consciousness. Instead of clouds of fish, there were clouds of black algae and lack of life. And I wondered what was going on and why it was happening. And I started studying. And after I became aware that indeed the health of the oceans was declining, the thought wouldn't leave me. And I love the ocean. I love what's in the ocean, the coral reefs. And I'm a kind of an adventurous person, a former marine aviator, and I've done a lot of things that were exciting to me, and I wanted to do something for myself, for the reefs. This is what the swim's all about, right here. And hopefully that the effort that we were able to do and the success that we had on the swim will in some way, some small measure, make it more possible for these wonderful people to have a better shot at seeing the wonders of the world that I've seen. And I see into their eyes, and I see not only just them, I see their children too. And I want them to have a really nice life, and I want them to see the coral reefs as vibrant and alive as they are right today.
Are you gonna swim over there?
Yes, I am, baby. Thank you all for coming. I dedicate this swim to my grandchildren and indeed to all the grandchildren of the world.
I'm telling the signs. Yeah. Okay. Something's wrong. I need help. So we see the hand out. Okay. Splashing the water. I actually met Paul when Brad was here. He introduced us to us and he talked to us about doing this big project in Cozumel.
Bye, Megan. Bye, Emily. Bye, Caitlin. Bye, Amber.
There is no knowing what's going to happen to you. There's no guarantees in anything. And I wanted to make sure that they heard that. You're the first person that's picked up on the fact that I said goodbye. But I wanted to say goodbye. I have all the hopes in the world that I would walk up on the beaches of Cancun, and I really believed in my heart that I would. But I said goodbye for a reason. Somehow we got through the night. And I just felt the love, peace. I thought about my friends back in Barton Springs who had told me they were thinking about me, including several people who vowed and promised me that they were going to stay up all night long, watching the website, and they didn't want to sleep when I was in the water. And indeed, that's what they did. They called me later on and said that they were there for me, right? And I knew they were there for me. The people who were around me, my family, friends, the teammates, the wonderful captains and crew on the ships that were with me. And those Navy Marines, by the way, in case I needed them, were still there. So I could, draw on my nana if I needed it, right? But somehow or other we got through the night. And
I think the Dramamine, because he's swimming, probably wouldn't make him that sleepy. And if he starts throwing up, then we're kind of behind the 8 ball. So.
Okay.
And I honestly thought at that point that here I am, and I'm not going to make the swim. I'm not going to make the shore. And I did, this feeling of almost panic came over. I thought, I'd just soon drown out here as not make the swim. These weird, you can imagine I was just completely beyond physical. It was the 1,000-yard stare person. Nothing was in my tank. I didn't want to. All I wanted to do was finish.
Paul's been in the water for 13.5 hours now. He is extremely exhausted. He can barely even talk right now.
She came out of the water, and I did too. And she just looked at me, she said, one of those direct, wonderful things, she said, your family and your friends are waiting on the shore. That's all she said. Your family and your friends are waiting on the shore. Oh, and I put my face down in the water and just felt this this feeling that and it made me cry a little bit. I was starting to get a little emotional. Our goal is to have 1 million people join an organization somewhat like ours that has some focus on the coral reefs, and do it in the name of Swim for the Reef so that we would know that we had accomplished our mission. Our planet needs help. Every scientist worth their doctorate will tell you in their longitudinal studies that the planet's warming, that our ecology is suffering, the oceans of the world are being depleted of the major game fish, and that the coral reefs themselves are disintegrating. But we're at the crossroads, and I think anybody that's looking at it objectively will tell you that if we care, things will get better. That's what I've chosen to do, is care. I want to help the planet. I'm sure you do too. Let's find something that we can all get involved in, and we invite you to participate and swim for the reef and help us save the coral reefs of the planet.